What if I told you that everyday things you use have secret features you probably never noticed? Seriously, the stuff you walk past in your house every single day has hidden superpowers you're not using, and today, we're going to expose all of them. We're talking about mind-blowing tricks that will completely change how you see things like salt, toothpaste, and even a simple rubber band. I spent the last 100 hours researching the most insane life hacks, and I guarantee you're going to learn something that will make you say, "Why didn't I know this sooner?" Before we jump in, I have a challenge for you. As we go through these insane hacks, I want you to keep score. For every single trick you already knew, let me know in the comments below. I'm betting that no one watching this video knows all 6 of these. If you do, you are an absolute genius. Let's get started. Alright, for our first challenge, we're starting in the kitchen with something you probably eat all the time: salad. You bring home a beautiful head of lettuce or fresh bunch of spinach, you rinse it under the tap and you think it's clean, right? Wrong. I'm telling you, there are tiny bits of dirt and even little bugs hiding in those leaves that a simple water rinse will never get out. But what if I told you the secret to getting your greens cleaner than ever before is probably sitting right on your dining table? I'm talking about regular old table salt. The setup is unbelievably simple. All you need is a big bowl, some water, and a little bit of salt. We fill the bowl with cold water, add a couple of tablespoons of salt, and stir it around until it dissolves. Now, we dunk the spinach in. We're just going to let it soak for a few minutes. The saltwater solution is denser than fresh water, and it helps to dislodge and draw out all the stubborn dirt, grit, and any tiny insects that are clinging to the leaves. After just 2 or 3 minutes, you lift the spinach out and put it in a colander. Now for the moment of truth. We look into the bowl, and what's left behind is shocking. You can see a visible layer of sediment, tiny specks of dirt, and all sorts of grime settled at the bottom of the bowl. This was all hiding in your clean salad. It's absolutely insane. Okay, next up, we're tackling a problem that every parent has faced. You turn your back for 5 seconds, and suddenly your beautiful, clean white wall has become a modern art masterpiece. Crayon marks are everywhere. Your first instinct is probably to panic and grab a sponge, but scrubbing often just smudges it and makes it worse. This is one of those moments that can ruin your day. You're thinking you'll have to get the paint out and touch up the whole wall, which is a massive pain. But what if the solution is already in your bathroom cabinet? I'm talking about toothpaste. Not the gel kind, but the classic white pasty kind. It sounds completely bizarre, I know. Why would you put something you clean your teeth with on your walls? But the mild abrasives in non-gel toothpaste can work wonders on lifting stubborn crayon wax off painted surfaces. The process is simple. You take a small amount of that white toothpaste and apply it directly to the crayon mark. Then, you take a soft cloth, a toothbrush, or even just your finger and gently rub the toothpaste into the stain in a circular motion. You can immediately see something starting to happen. The crayon wax starts to break down and mix with the toothpaste. It's lifting right off the wall. It's like magic. You keep rubbing gently for about a minute, and you can see the mark getting fainter and fainter until it's completely gone. We've all been there. You're in the middle of making dinner. You need to open a jar of pasta sauce or pickles, and the lid will not budge. It's sealed on tighter than a bank vault. You try twisting until your hands are red, you run it under hot water, you bang it on the counter, and nothing works. It's one of the most frustrating first-world problems you can encounter. This simple jar stands between you and your meal, and it's winning. But the solution isn't about strength, it's about grip. And the secret weapon for this challenge is something you probably have lying around in a junk drawer or on your desk. A simple rubber band. That's it. The hack itself is almost laughably easy. You take 1 or 2 thick rubber bands and stretch them around the rim of the metal lid. You want to make sure they're sitting flat against the textured edge of the lid, creating a new surface. That's the entire setup. It takes about 3 seconds. The rubber band provides an incredible amount of extra friction and grip that your bare, slightly sweaty hands just can't get. It stops your hand from slipping on the smooth metal, allowing you to transfer all of your twisting force directly into the lid. It's pure physics and it's brilliant, and wow, it just popped open with barely any effort. That is unbelievable. I went from using all my strength and failing to opening it with ease, all thanks to a single rubber band. This hack is a 10 out of 10. Okay, this next hack is for anyone who's ever assembled furniture from a box or had to fix a wobbly chair leg. You have a screw that just won't stay tight. You tighten it as much as you can, but over time, with a little bit of vibration or movement, it starts to loosen up again. It's annoying, and if it's on something important like a chair, it can actually be dangerous. What if I told you the answer could be in your bathroom or on a vanity table? It's something you'd never think to use on hardware. I'm talking about nail polish. Yes, the same colorful stuff you use for a manicure can be the ultimate tool for securing a loose screw. This sounds like one of those no way that works kind of hacks, but the logic is surprisingly solid. The process is incredibly simple. First, you unscrew the problem screw completely. Then, you take your bottle of nail polish and paint a thin layer directly onto the threads of the screw. You don't need to glob it on, just a nice even coat is all it takes. The nail polish acts as a mild adhesive. When you screw it back into the hole, the polish fills in the tiny gaps between the threads. As it dries, it hardens, creating a tight seal. After about 10 to 15 minutes, we test it. And look at that. I'm trying to wiggle it, and it is rock solid. Nail polish just created a super strong bond that will keep this screw in place for good. This next one isn't so much a hack, as it is a complete mindset shift that will change the way you work in the kitchen forever. We've been trained to think that for every cutting task, we need a knife and a cutting board. But what if there's a tool that's already in your kitchen drawer that can do half of these jobs faster, safer, and with less cleanup? I am talking about a clean pair of kitchen scissors. Using scissors to cut food might sound weird, or maybe even a little bit lazy, but I'm telling you, it's genius. First up, a fresh out of the toaster waffle for the kids. Instead of putting it on a board and slicing it, you can just hold it over the plate and snip it into perfect bite-sized strips in seconds. No crumbs on the counter, no cutting board to wash. It's unbelievably efficient. But we're going to push it even further. What about steak? After you've cooked a beautiful piece of steak for something like a salad or fajitas, instead of putting it on a board where you lose all the juices, you can just hold it with a fork and snip it into perfect strips. Same goes for cutting up chicken for a stir-fry, pizza slices, fresh herbs, cheese for a quick snack, or biscuits for a recipe. Having a dedicated pair of kitchen scissors is a total game changer. They are easier to control than a knife for many tasks, which can even make them a safer option. This isn't just a hack, it's a lifestyle upgrade for your kitchen. Alright, for our final and most explosive hack, we're tackling one of the most common household problems, a clogged or slow-draining sink. The water pools up, takes forever to go down, and you're left with gross soap scum and gunk. Your first thought is probably chemical drain cleaner. That stuff is incredibly toxic, terrible for the environment and your pipes, and expensive. It's basically a bottle of poison. There has to be a better way. And there is. The solution uses two simple ingredients from your kitchen, baking soda and white vinegar. These household staples create a powerful fizzing reaction that breaks down gunk and grime all without harsh chemicals. For this challenge, we have a sink draining painfully slowly. We're going to create a mini volcano right inside the drain to blast away the blockage. Here's the procedure. First, pour about half to 1 cup of baking soda down the drain. Get as much down the pipe as possible. Now for the fun part. Take equal amount of white vinegar and pour it right on top of the baking soda. The instant they meet, a chemical reaction starts. It fizzes and bubbles up violently just like a volcano from science class. You can hear it working inside the pipes, incredibly satisfying. Immediately cover the drain with a plug to force the reaction deep into the pipes. The fizzing scrubs the inside of the pipes, breaking down hair, soap scum, and grease. Let it sit for 15 to 30 minutes, then flush with very hot water to wash the debris away. And the result? The sink drains faster than ever, completely clear. And there you have it. 6 everyday items with secret abilities you probably never knew about. We cleaned spinach with salt, erased crayon with toothpaste, opened an impossible jar with a rubber band, secured a screw with nail polish, cut food with scissors, and unclogged a sink with a volcano. I want to know which one of these completely blew your mind. For me, it was the nail polish on the screw. I never would have thought of that. Now it's your turn to be the genius. I challenge every single one of you to go try at least one of these hacks this week. Try the salt wash on your veggies or the rubber band on a stubborn jar and see for yourself how well it works. When you do, come back to this video and share your results in the comments below. If you learned something new today and you want more videos that expose the secret features of everyday things, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. We literally spent hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars putting this video together for you, so a single click from you means the world to us. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.